Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of 3 Perfect Holes with Mashi. I am Mashi, your co-host from Between Two Biomes, and here for our little series that I like to do on my own channel, where I take a look at a course in GSPro, and look at what I think are 3 perfect holes and how I would play them. So we looked at several different courses, we looked at a whole bunch of different ones. You can look on the channel and see what they are. And today I've got a real special one to look at, a real pleasure course to look at. And exclusive. This is exclusive for me because this is only available on the Patreon account. So we're going to take a look today on TechBud's Patreon account. So you have to be a subscriber. If you're not, I highly encourage you to look at it because this course alone might cause you to become a subscriber on TechBud's Patreon. But we're going to take a look today at Tot Hill Farm. Now, I will tell you, it's interesting. You know, I've looked at hundreds and hundreds of courses, maybe thousands of courses. Well, there's a couple thousand courses at GSPro. I think I've looked at almost all of them. And I feel lucky that I've gotten to play a lot of courses in real life around the country and even out of the country. This is one I've never played in real life, but it is on my bucket list. But what I think is interesting is when I first loaded this up in GSPro, I said, hey, this course looks familiar. It feels familiar. And sure enough, I said to myself, this course feels like Tobacco Road. Like there's elements of Tobacco Road. And as I continued to play through it, I was like, there's elements of Caledonia Fish and Wild Club in it, and which both I've played in real life. And sure enough, when I went to do some research for today's episode, I learned that they're all designed by Mike Strantz. So this is another Mike Strantz design. It's really interesting how you start to see the designer's influence in real life kind of manifest itself across multiple different courses. So this one it's in North Carolina, same as Tobacco Road, and there's a lot of feel, a lot of elevation, a lot of multi-tiered greens. There's a lot of it that feels similar but different to Tobacco Road. And so it kind of felt good. It was fun to play in the sim. It's a ton of fun to play. And I will say this is a course that it was hard, really, really hard to only choose 3 holes. Matter of fact, we may look at a 4th hole. But you can see here, 6,600 yards is not particularly long. It doesn't really have a high scoring difficulty, but I will say this course will punish you. This is target golf. There's a lot of water. This is not a course you're just going to grab driver and smash off the tee and go find it way right and just hit it under going forward. This is going to be a lot of precision shots off the tee, a lot of I'm going to pick the right club to put the ball at the right distance to leave me the right approach shot in, which I personally find a lot of fun in golf. And so without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at Tot Hill Farm. So this is hole number 1. I always like to start, this is not one of my favorite holes, not that it's a bad hole in any means, it's not one of my favorite holes, but I always like to go to hole number 1. I like to hide the HUD a little bit and just get a look and feel of what TechBud has done. Now listen, I've looked at a lot of TechBud courses over the last several years, and he's an amazing designer. You know, we know how good of a job, we all just got done playing, massive amounts of rounds at Georgia Golf Club, and his rework on that was just masterful. I think this may be some of his best work. I think Tot Hill Farm he's got some of the best vert painting, some of the best sat shading, some of the best look and feel of any of his courses. If not the best, it's up there in his top 3 or 4 as far as I'm concerned. This is really well done. I personally love the fall look. I think it's really hard to get fall trees look naturally, these colors of ambers and oranges and reds without it looking bright and fluorescent and kind of glaring in your face. And he's done a really, really great job with the look and feel. And so overall, I think, like I said, this may be one of his best courses. Number one, par four. You can see a lot of elevation down. But we're going to go to what I think is the first, as you start playing through 1, 2, and 3, and 4, whatever. I think we're going to go to what I think is the first of the best holes, which is number 3. Par threes are fun course. I love par threes, scoring opportunity, but also a chance for not scoring. And you can just see the level of detail that he has put in here. And I went and looked at screenshots of this hole in real life, and I think almost every rock is in the right place. He's just done a really great job replicating this to the best of his ability. There is this creek and these streams that run through the entire course. So if you're short, you're in trouble. If you're left, you're in trouble. And you've got rocks galore. If you're long, you're in trouble. And you have this, and if I bring the mini map up, you can see if you have this just huge boomerang shaped green. And depending upon your pin placement, it is, if the pin's over here and you're over here, you have just almost an impossible putt to get back here. So this is what I'm talking about, target golf. You've got to have the right club for the right place where the pin is. Same thing in the par fours and the par fives for your shots. So let's take a fly down, 172, down 20 yards, down 19 yards. So 172, for me, I just take 1 yard off for every yard down. So it's going to play about 152. For me, a 9-iron off the tee is the right club. I'm on the back tees. If you're going to play it up a tee, it's going to give you about, it's going to be a shorter distance. You're going to take a little bit off on that one. I think it's about 20 yards up. So you'll measure down 20 yards. And as we fly down and take a quick look at the hole itself, here's where you can see just the level of detail, the vert painting he has done, the long and deep rough grasses, all the rocks you can see. And then as we keep coming down, you do have a bailout area if you want to bail out, or if you just kind of really chunk your shot. I hope you don't, but if you chunk your shot, you can land short of the water, leave yourself a little pitch over the creek onto the green. And as you do hit that great shot and you fly down here, not only is this a giant boomerang green, it is a 2-tiered green. If I come down to green level and look up, you can see the upper tier here, the lower tier here, and as you come around, it goes back down. So the green has this hump in the middle of it, depending upon where the pin is, we've got to come up and over. So landing on this green is not a guaranteed 2-putt no matter where you are, which is 2 reasons why I love this hole, and I think it's one of my favorite holes, if not my favorite, not the best hole in this course. One is you got to have a good shot to get it on the green, and 2, you got to get it close, because even on the green will not guarantee you a 2-putt like a lot of holes will. So number 3 at Tot Hill Farms is the first of my must-play holes here. I hope you all agree with me. If you do look back up, you can look up and see what you just traversed coming down that hill, which is beautiful. Really, really well done, Tuck. All right, next hole that I want to go to is, I have to remember which I'm going to. I'm going to go to 10. 10 is a par 4, but 10 to me epitomizes a really, really well-designed course in GSPro and an absolutely beautiful hole. This has elements to me of number 1 at Tobacco Road. If you remember Tobacco Road, number 1, you have an elevated tee going downhill. On the right-hand side, right where this area here, you've got the big hill that you can carry with a good drive. A little bit of a risk reward. If you try to carry that one, you're going to have a short shot in. If you don't carry it, you're going to be searching for your ball up on this hill. There's elements of this that remind me a lot of Tobacco Road's number 1. It is about a 395-yard hole. It is downhill. So if you look at this, you can't see it's about 20 yards down. So again, it's playing elevation tee to green, about 20 yards down. The optimal landing spot for us normal hitters is going to be in this. I'll make this a little bit bigger. The optimal spot for us, where's my mini map? Oh, do this, is you want to land this, us normal hitters with 240, 250, 260, you'll get it a little bit further because the downhill. I mean, here's the trick. You could land it here, it's only 240. It's 300 to carry this hill. The landing spot is really in this little narrow area over here, which is a good spot to land, 260, 270. Everything will kick back to the right, or you long hitters can go right over it, land it here, and it will run back down. So let's take a fly down there and check it out and see. We'll cruise down to the hole. Love the fence. love the rock work, love the deep rough. Here are the tees, the more forward tees from the back tees. More normal shot for those of us that play from mortal tee shots. And then here you can see that landing area is this narrow area over here. If you land it up here, it's going to run down to the right, which is great. If you don't carry it the 300 yards, then you're going to be in trouble in here with all of the rock work. I guess you could get a good bounce off this rock work. It is not marked as a hazard, so you could try to play out of it depending upon your lie. But as long as you can carry it on this back side, you'll run down and leave yourself a short little shot. But you can see all the undulations in the fairway. It's just a really, really fun hole to play. You got a creek coming up the left-hand side of the green. Everything on this left side will run down to here. So you do not want to play the left side of the green. And this is, if I remember correctly, has essentially a two-tier option to it. The upper tier up here where the flag is today that I'm on Sunday pins. And there is a much, much lower, if you go down and look all the way down here, this is a huge putt. This uphill putt. As a matter of fact, we're going to place the ball here in a second and see how elevated this putt is. You've got to come up this whole hill. The good news is you've got a lot of run out, so you're not up against the edge of the green. But again, ball placement on this course is going to be instrumental to being able to score. So I want to grab the ball here. Let's go down and take a quick shot of, there's your second shot, your 260, 270 yard drive landed right here. And then we're going to place the ball right here at the edge of the fairway. Actually, let me move it a little bit further back. Put the ball, oops, didn't mean to put that. We will put the ball right down here. So let's say you went a little bit long and a little left, and you have a 6-foot uphill putt that's 100 feet from the hole. This is what I'm talking about, ball placement. You've got to place the ball on the green in the right spot, or you will, I mean, that's almost an impossible two-putt from there. I don't know if I've ever hit a 6-foot uphill putt before, so it's a little crazy. Really fun. All right, so hole number 10 is my second favorite hole. My third favorite hole, I'm going back to another par 3. It's the first time I've never had a par 5 on my 3 perfect holes. I find par 5s are a lot of fun to put in because they're scoring opportunities. I think all of the par 3s on this course are probably some of the best par 3s in golf. And 13 is right up there with an absolutely incredible hole. Creek running all the way up the left side of the tee box. It cuts in front of the tee box, goes up the right side of the green. The green and the rough cut really close. So if you look here, they cut very, very close. So there's not a lot of room. If you slice or push the ball, you're going to be in trouble. Everything on the left will come down to the right. So the good bailout was actually up here on the left. Not a pretty long hole. It's only 155, probably playing 160 from the back tees. A little 8-iron is going to get you up there, which is fine. But again, as we drive ourselves up there, we fly up to this hole, and you can see the water reflection, the detail you put in with the bridge and the railing, and there's hazard markers, there's hazard stakes, the cotton willows, I think they call those. All the rock work is just really beautiful. And as you can see from this green, like I was mentioning, everything will kick down to the right. If you land it here, you're going to end up down here. If you land up here, it's going to come down here. So hitting to the left and letting the ball run down to the right side is the right play. Massive green again, multi-tier green again. You could have the pin up here, and I'll put the ball there so you can see. You just have a lot. Look at this. You have a green all the way back here. Like you have a lot of, actually you've got a lot of green to work with. I mean, green back here, green over here, green down here. It's a little bit cartoony and a whole hell of a lot of fun. So we're going to place our ball. Let's come down to the green. You've hit a good shot, but you went a little long. We're going to go down here and put the ball here, and then let me get in a little closer. Let's move the ball to this upper tier here. So now we're up here, and you're putting downhill 65 feet with a 4.5-foot break down and break to the right. And if I move the ball to this other far spot over here, I mean, look at this. This is green. You can see it right here on the mini map. You are on the green, but your putt, I'm going to putt this for a second to see how we do. 85 feet, but downhill, 7 feet with a multi-tier downhill. So let's take a quick stab and see how we do Probably not going to do very well, but we're going to try. We'll put that down and then go catch the hill, catch the hill, catch the hill, comes down again, get off there. I mean, it's a little bit crazy on the golf to get down to where that hole is going to be. So those are, without a doubt, my 3 favorite holes on this course. There are so many good ones. Number 15 is a wonderful par 3. Number 11, the par 3 doesn't look like much from here, but if you look on the mini map, it is surrounded by water. It is essentially an island green. So if you miss left, right, or back, or short, you're in trouble. So that's another great hole. Like every hole, there's not a lack of good holes in this course. So that is that's my quick take on Tot Hill Farm. That is my those are my 3 favorite holes. I think Tech Bud, absolutely phenomenal job. I think the course is just absolutely wonderful. It is probably one of my favorite courses now on GSPro, and it is so much fun to play, and it is on my bucket list. My next trip to North Carolina, I'm going to go find a way to go play this course. If you want to play this course, you've got to go to TechBud's Patreon, and it's an exclusive on there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like these videos, please subscribe, press the like, press notify. I've got about 7 more that I've queued up that I've either done or I need to do, and I'll get them released over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you don't miss them. Bye, everybody.